Ameen wa feek. So we're going to start a new book today, a new topic, insha'Allah ta'ala. It's not the complete book of Al-Itqaan fi Ulum al-Quran, but it's just, as you can see here, an excerpt. That means just a segment taken out, a selection from the book. And it's not even going to be the entire section of Al-Muhkam wal Mutashaabih in Al-Itqaan fi Ulum al-Quran. Just an introduction to it, and As-Siyutiyy talk about the attributes of Allah Ta'ala that are mentioned in these Quranic verses, this classification of Quranic verses. And then we'll move on, insha'Allah Ta'ala. So, Imam As-Siyutiyy, he has an amazing book amongst his many amazing books. Al-Itqaan fi Ulum al-Quran. Itqaan means mastery in the Quranic sciences, or the sciences of the Quran. And this book has all the topics you want about the Quran. Anything you want about the Quran, this book has a chapter about it. And amongst those chapters is the chapter on Al-Muhkam wal Mutashaabih, the explicit and the ambiguous verses. So let's get started. The author says, Rahimahullah tabaraka wa ta'ala, النوع الثالث والأربعون في المحكم والمتشابه. The 43rd type. So this shows you how far into the book it is. The 43rd type. Some publishers have published this book as 2 volumes, and some published it as 1 volume. My copy is 1 volume, but very small letters and very small margins, so that it's not super thick book. It's still a big book anyway. The 43rd type, concerning the muhkam, the explicit or decisive verses, and the mutashaabih, the ambiguous or cryptic verses, meaning unclear. What does cryptic mean? Ambiguous. That's the intended meaning there. What does ambiguous mean? Susceptible to more than one meaning was what ambiguous means. Qala ta'ala, He, the Exalted, said, هو الذي أنزل عليك الكتاب منه آيات محكمات هن أم الكتاب وأخر متشابهات. It means, He it is who sent down to you, O Muhammad, the book, the Quran. In it are verses that are clear, explicit, decisive. That means having a clear meaning. One clear meaning according to the Arabic language. Now we're going to see actually how some scholars define these words. Hunna ummul kitab. They are the foundation of the book, meaning they are the reference. They are the reference for the other verses of the book. So someone might say the mother of the book. Has many meanings. وَأُخَرُ مُتَشَابِهَاتٍ, and others are ambiguous, susceptible to more than one meaning. Imam As-Siyutiyy says, وَقَدْ حَكَى ابْنُ حَبِيبٍ النَّيْسَابُورِيِّ فِي الْمَسْأَلَةِ ثَلَاثَةَ أَقْوَالٍ. Ibn Habib an-Naysaburi cited 3 sayings on the matter, about this case, this mas'ala. This issue about muhkam and mutashabih verses in the Quran. أحدها أن القرآن كله محكم. The first is that the Quran entirely is muhkam, or we could say is that the Quran is muhkam entirely. بقوله تعالى, يعني some said all of the Quran is muhkam because Allah says, based on His saying, exalted is He, كتاب أحكمت آياته كتاب أحكمت آياته, a book whose verses were made muhkam. Here it says perfected. Yes, yani, it's the actual meaning of the ayah. The actual meaning of the ayah. Something is being supposed here, which is someone, there's a scholar, he's citing what some said. So some are citing this ayah to say all of the Quran, every verse of the Quran is muhkam. So what does that mean to them? Allahu A'lam. I really don't know what that means to them. What it really means is that every verse of the Quran is perfected. So that's what's put here. As-Siyutiyy is going to explain. And if we want to remove this here, then that leaves it ambiguous for you. What does that mean? All of it is muhkam. Maybe we'll put it back. Let's just see for a moment, see how it comes out. So some said all of the Quran is muhkam. We learned that actually, if you learned As-Siratul Mustaqim, Shaykh mentions this in the explanation, that is. الثاني كله متشابه. The second saying is that all of the Quran is mutashaabih. لقوله تعالى, based on His saying, exalted is He, كتابا متشابها مثاني, which means a mutashabih book, beneficially repetitive. A mutashabih book, kitaban mutashabiha, a mutashabih book, beneficially repetitive. So here, also, what that actually means is that it has identical verses. The verses of the Quran are similar to each other, resemble each other. So if we took that out here. So some said all of the Quran is mutashabih. And then they cited this ayah. Kitaban mutashabiha, a mutashabih book. وَالثَّالِثُ وَهُوَ الصَّحِيحُ, the third, which is correct, انقسامه إلى محكم ومتشابه, is its division into both muhkam and mutashabih. للآية المصدر بها, due to the verse with which the discussion began, yani, as proven by the ayah that we started with. منه آيات محكمات هن أم الكتاب وأخر متشابهات. In it are verses that are muhkam. They are the base, the foundation of the book, and others are mutashabih. So, some said all of the Quran is muhkam, and they cited an ayah. Some said all of the Quran is mutashabih, and they cited an ayah. And what's correct is that there's two kinds of verses, muhkam and mutashabih. And we cited the ayah. So then how do you answer or explain the other two verses? I already explained them for you. Well, let's see what As-Siyutiyy has. وَالْجَوَابُ عَنِ الْآيَتَيْنِ أن المراد بإحكامه إتقانه وعدم تطرق النقص والاختلاف إليه. The answer for the first two verses, or for the two verses, the answer for the two verses, yani, the right way to explain them, is that what is meant by its being made muhkam, that the entire Quran is muhkam, is its mastery, yani its perfection, and the absence of deficiency creeping into it. and the lack of contradiction entering into it. وبتشابهه كونه يشبه بعضه بعضا, and by its being mutashabih, what's meant by being mutashabih is its parts resembling each other. في الحق والصدق والإعجاز, in truth, veracity, and miraculousness. So that's what we had up here. A book whose verses are made muhkam, yani are perfected. Kitaban mutashabiha, a mutashabih book, a book whose verses are identical to each other. Yani that means then, muhkam in this ayah doesn't mean exactly what it means in the first ayah that we cited. And mutashabih in this ayah doesn't mean exactly what it means in the first ayah that we cited. So what did Imam Al-Raghib Al-Asbahani, how did he define tafsir? He said tafsir refers to words, single words. Tafsir is how you explain single words. And ta'wil is for explaining sentences, phrases, and concepts. وقال بعضهم الآية لا تدل على الحصر في الشيئين. And some of them said the verse does not prove limitation to only two things. Yani the first verse. That doesn't the ayah say? From it there are muhkam verses, and others are mutashaabih. Some said this doesn't prove that there's only two types of verses in the Quran in itself. Only two. إذ ليس فيها شيء من طرقه, since it contains no style of limitation. Meaning, didn't the Prophet ﷺ say 7 types of people will be under the shade of the Arsh? Yes. Does that mean there's not an 8th type? No, it does not mean that. That's an example for you. Didn't, for example, Imam Abu Shuja' say that there are 10 sunnahs for wudu? Is that a negation that there are 50 sunnahs for wudu? It's not a negation that there's 50 sunnahs for wudu when he says there's 2 sunnahs for wudu. So some said this ayah, the first one, doesn't actually have a proof in it that there's only 2 types of verses in the Quran, because it doesn't have something to prove limitation. Something that would prove limitation is like the word innama, which means merely, only. That's for hasr, limitation. Some said there is no limitation in the ayah actually. وَقَدْ قَالَ تَعَالَى, and then they cited an ayah. He, the Exalted, said, لِتُبَيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ مَا نُزِّلَ إِلَيْهِمْ, so that you clarify for the people what has been sent down to them, O Muhammad. So that you clarify for them what has been sent down to them, O Muhammad. What did they say? وَالْمُحْكَمُ لَا تَتَوَقَّفُ مَعْرِفَتُهُ عَلَى الْبَيَانِ وَالْمُتَشَابِهُ لَا يُرْجَى بَيَانُهُ. They said knowing the clearer verses, knowing the muhkam verses does not depend on clarification. They're saying so. لِتُبَيِّنَ لِلنَّاسِ, clarifying for the people, that doesn't necessarily refer to the muhkam verses, because a muhkam verse doesn't depend on clarification. And وَالْمُتَشَابِهُ لَا يُرْجَى بَيَانُهُ. And the ambiguous verse, the mutashabih verse, is not expected to be clarified. It's going to stay ambiguous. So he's saying, then there's a third kind of verse too, not only two. That's what some said. Imam As-Siyutiyy says, rahimahullah, وَقَدْ اخْتُلِفَ فِي تَعْيِينِ الْمُحْكَمِ وَالْمُتَشَابِهِ عَلَى أَقْوَالٍ. There has been disagreement about determining exactly what the muhkam and mutashabih are, according to sayings. Yani, how do you define these? There are sayings about how to define these. So As-Siyutiyy documents for us. فقيل المحكم ما عرف المراد منه إما بالظهور وإما بالتأويل والمتشابه ما استأثر الله بعلمه. It was said the muhkam is that which is in that which its intended meaning is known, is عرف المراد منه, is known. إما بالظهور, either obviously, yani either because it's clear, وإما بالتأويل, or by interpretation, then it becomes clear by explaining it. وَالْمُتَشَابِهُ مَا اسْتَأْثَرَ اللَّهُ بِعِلْمِهِ. And the mutashabih is that which Allah has kept its knowledge to Himself. كَقِيَامِ السَّاعَةِ وَخُرُوجِ الدَّجَّالِ وَالْحُرُوفِ الْمُقَطَّعَةِ فِي أَوَائِلِ السُّوَرِ. Such as the commencement of the hour, and the emergence of the impostor, and the disjointed letters at the beginnings of the chapters. So this is familiar talk to you, inshallah. If you've studied with us and you took As-Siratul Mustaqim and some other lessons, this is familiar talk. There's something interesting he has in here. So, okay. What did we learn? Muhkam and Mutashaabih. We learned that the Muhkam, Shaykh taught us, the Muhkam is what's explicit and clear. Has one meaning according to the Arabic language. And the Mutashabih is what is susceptible to more than one meaning, or yani, is susceptible to more than one meaning. Or the intended meaning of it is not immediately clear. Or the intended meaning of it is not immediately clear. That's what the Shaykh taught us. It's the difference between Muhkam and Mutashabih. Here he says, it was said, the Muhkam is that which what's meant by it is known either obviously, so that means it's explicit, or by ta'wil, by interpretation, so then it might not be explicit if it needs a ta'wil. But then once it's explained, then it's muhkam according to this. Once it has been explained, then now it's muhkam according to this. وَالْمُتَشَابِهِ, and the mutashabih is مَسْتَأْثَرَ اللَّهُ بِعِلْمِهِ, is what only Allah knows, what Allah has reserved its knowledge for Himself only. And the examples given here are like when the hour shall commence, and when the impostor shall come out, and the meanings of the disjointed letters at the beginnings of some of the surahs. You said its intended meaning is not clear. Your question is not clear for me. Yeah, the definition that's on the page, Yani. Repeat the one that's on the page. Yani, say again what I said. So he said, it was said. So it was said, that doesn't mean this is exactly right. This is exactly right and correct, and you can rely on it. That's not what it was said means. So it means you're just going to add this to your knowledge, and you're going to say, it was said. And I am attempting to explain for you. It was said, Al-Muhkamu ma urifa al-muradu minhu, imma bi-dhuhuri wa imma bi-ta'wil. So it was said that the Muhkam is that which what's meant by it is known either obviously, which means it's explicit. If it's known obviously, that means very clear, explicit. Or is known by ta'wil, that means by explanation. So it will be explained, and then once it's explained, then it's going to be muhkam, according to this. Okay. And al-mutashaabih is what Allah has reserved its knowledge for himself. And examples are given here. And these examples, we agree with that those examples apply to what they were given for. Only Allah knows when the hour shall commence. Only Allah knows when the impostor will come out. And as for the disjointed letters, it is possible that some of the people of knowledge know them. This one, the disjointed letters, it's possible that some of the slaves of Allah know how to explain them. It's not impossible. That one, possibly some of the slaves of Allah know what it means. But for when the impostor will come out, no slave of Allah knows. And when the hour shall commence, no slave of Allah knows. How did the Shaykh teach us is the definition of Muhkam and Mutashaabih. He taught us that the Muhkam is what has one clear meaning. He taught us that the Muhkam has one clear meaning. Or what's intended by it is obvious. This part, عُرِفَ مِنْهُ بِالظُّهُورِ, that complies with what the Shaykh told us. Muhkam ayah, he said bil-wuduh. Its meaning, it is what has one clear meaning, or it's the intended meaning is known bil-wuduh, clearly known, obviously known. So that part complies with what the Shaykh told us. وَإِمَّا بِالتَّأْوِيلِ, he says here, or its intended meaning is known by an interpretation. So this part, this is not what the Shaykh says from anything that I have learned from his route. That if it is explained if it is given a ta'wil and clarified, then it's muhkam. I don't know that the Shaykh says that. But what we took here, the Shaykh didn't debunk this one. Some of these statements you're going to see the Shaykh doesn't agree with them. Some of them, sakata anha. Some of these, the Shaykh didn't comment on them. Some of them he did. This one he didn't. Not from what I took. So that's what the Shaykh said. And the Shaykh said that the Mutashaabih is what can bear multiple meanings. Or the intended meaning by it is not immediately clear. Do you want to follow up with your question? Oh, you're welcome. وقيل, and it was said, المحكم ما وضح معناه والمتشابه نقيضه. It was said that the muhkam is that which its meaning is evident, yani clear, واضح. Its meaning is clear, evident. And the ambiguous is its opposite. That complies with what we learned. That complies with what we learned. Yani, that's not the wording that I learned from the Shaykh to say it this way, but in meaning, that's what the Shaykh told us. وقيل, and it was said, المحكم ما لا يحتمل من التأويل إلا وجها واحدا والمتشابه ما احتمل أوجها. And it was said, the muhkam is that which does not bear of interpretation, but a single meaning, while the mutashabih is that which allows for multiple possible meanings. Yes, the Shaykh says this. That's what the Shaykh says. Almost exactly like this. Rahimahullah. قيل المحكم ما كان معقول المعنى والمتشابه بخلافه. It was said, the muhkam is that which has an intelligible meaning. Yani, a meaning that you can rationalize. And that the mutashabih is contrary to that. Ka'adadi salawat, like the number of, such as the specific numbers of the prayers. Yani, what in our minds tells us how many prayers there should be? واختصاص الصيام برمضان, and the designation of fasting for Ramadan. Why Ramadan, not another month? Duna Sha'ban. For Ramadan rather than Sha'ban. And that's just an example. Sha'ban or any other month. قاله الماوردي. So says Al-Mawardi, very high scholar. So, that's what he said. And I don't have anything from the Sheikh in debunking this statement. وقيل, and it was said, المحكم ما استقل بنفسه والمتشابه ما لا يستقل بنفسه إلا برده إلى غيره. It was said, the muhkam is what is independent, while the mutashabih is what is not independent. It must be referred back to something else. That's similar to what we took. That's how we learned to explain the ayah. What's the meaning of minhu ayatun muhkamat hunna ummul kitab? Some of the verses of the Quran are muhkam, and they are ummul kitab. They are the base of the book. Means those are the ones that others are referred to. They are the ones that others are referred to. So that's what is meant by they are independent. وَأُخَرُ مُتَشَابِهَاتٍ, and others are ambiguous, meaning they need to be referred back to the other ones. So they are not independent. So that's not far from what we learned. And as you can see, saying there's different sayings here doesn't mean they are completely different. Each one has no correlation to the last one. No. As you can see, sometimes saying there are different sayings means different ways of putting it. Doesn't necessarily mean completely different concepts, though. Could be the same concept or close concept, but worded differently. وَقِيلَ, and it was said, المحكم ما تأويله تنزيله والمتشابه ما لا يدرك إلا بالتأويل. The muhkam is that whose interpretation is its very revelation. I'd rather say which. Is that which its interpretation is its very revelation. That means it's explicit. That's some of them, their way of saying it's explicit. Its explanation is its very revelation. Yani, its wording is obvious. Its meaning is clear from its wording. وَالْمُتَشَابِهُ, وَالْمُتَشَابِهُ مَا لَا يُدْرَكُ إِلَّا بِالتَّأْوِيلِ. While the ambiguous or the mutashabih is that which is not known except through interpretation. So that's not far from what we took also. Sometimes some wordings are better than other wordings. Yani, if you want to talk about this issue with someone, just say what the Sheikh said. He said he chose very clear definition. Use the definition that he gave in the As-Sirat, which is this one here. And you don't have to say, and some said, and some said, and some said. But we're doing that because we're reading this text here. But this gives you background knowledge. This gives you more fortification in what you know. وَقِيلَ الْمُحْكَمُ مَا لَمْ تَتَكَرَّرْ أَلْفَاظُهُ وَمُقَابِلُهُ الْمُتَشَابِهِ. And it was said, the muhkam is that which its wording is not repeated. I'd rather say was not repeated, was not repetitive, was not reiterated. And its opposite is the mutashabih. What does the Sheikh say? هَذَا مَا لَهُ وَجْهٍ. Sheikh said, no way. This has no way. Yani, no, that's not right. But what's very important to know, though, is that As-Siyutiyy didn't comment here. This is Sheikh's comment. As-Siyutiyy, he listed all these sayings and he didn't comment. What's a person who doesn't have experience with a strong, meticulous scholar going to do? Even if he maybe does have some contact with some people of knowledge, but not this kind of scholar. What is he going to do? He's just going to read in here and he's going to think all of these are fine. These are all different sayings. These are all different sayings. You can take all the different sayings of the scholars. That's how he sees it. Because he himself, he lacks tahqiq. Lacks tahqiq. As-Siyutiyy doesn't lack tahqiq here. As-Siyutiyy, what he's doing here is compiling for you. I so much hope that they print a copy of Al-Itqaan with the Sheikh's commentary, rahimahullah ta'ala, like they did with Qurratul Ayn, that explanation of Al-Waraqat, the footnotes are the Sheikh's commentary. I don't know. I don't know it to be. That's why I'm saying I hope they do. I don't know that to be. All that I know is amongst the students of Sheikh Abdullah are those who took Al-Itqaan from him, and they have his commentary. This is all talaqqi here. These footnotes here, that's from my own handwriting that I took in my copy, that I took from the sheikhs who took from the sheikh. Then I'm translating here, and then I translated that and put it there. But if they would print a nice copy, because first of all, Al-Itqaan needs care to be printed. A nice, decent, very reliable copy of Al-Itqaan needs care. So they read it on the Shaykh, rahimahullah. He made corrections for them. So using the Shaykh's corrections and using the different manuscripts that might be available, and then also having the Shaykh's commentary, would be lovely to see a copy of this book published like that. This is an important book. وَقِيل, and it was said, الْمُحْكَمُ الْفَرَائِضُ وَالْوَعْدُ وَالْوَعِيدُ. The muhkam consists of the obligations, the promises, and the threats. وَالْمُتَشَابِهُ الْقَصَصُ وَالْأَمْثَالُ. While the mutashabih consists of the, let's just say, stories and the parables, the examples in the Quran. So it was said, the muhkam consists of the obligations, the promises, and the threats, while the ambiguous or the mutashabih consists of the stories and the parables. I don't even want to put clear here. I just want to say muhkam. So, It was also said the Muhkam consists of the obligations, the promises, and the threats, while the Mutashaabih consists of the stories and the parables. What did the Shaykh say? هذا ظاهر البطلان. This is obviously invalid. Yani, wrong again. Not that As-Siyutiyy is wrong. As-Siyutiyy is just compiling for you. And he's not commenting. That's similar to what the hadith scholars might do. There's a difference between a hadith narration book like Al-Bukhari or Muslim and a hadith explanation book like Fathul Bari, explaining the hadiths that are in there. If someone were really a strong scholar, like if someone could really pull this whole book apart, word by word, like how they do, it would be a strong scholar, and the explanation is going to come out to like 3 or 4 volumes at least. So Sheikh doesn't accept these two sayings here, and I wouldn't translate this without putting the Sheikh's commentary here. I wouldn't put that and then leave it without the Sheikh's comment. Then someone's going to come past there and read there and say, oh, that's the saying too. Oh, that's the saying too. Oh, okay, cool. As-Siyutiyy said, أخرج ابن أبي حاتم من طريق علي بن أبي طلحة عن ابن عباس أنه قال. Ibn Abi Hatim narrated through the chain, yani the route of Ali ibn Abi Talha from Ibn Abbas. أنه قال, that he said, المحكمات ناسخه وحلاله وحرامه وحدوده وفرائضه وما يؤمن به ويعمل به والمتشابهات منسوخه ومقدمه ومؤخره وأمثاله وأقسامه وما يؤمن به ولا يعمل به. He narrated that Ibn Abbas said, the muhkam, the muhkamat, that's plural, are its abrogating verses, its lawful and unlawful rulings, its limits, the hudud, yani, like the punishments, its obligations, and that which is to be believed in and acted upon, that which must be believed and practiced, and the mutashabihat are its abrogated verses, its precedence and delay, yani, let's say advanced, or advance, it's advance and delay, I'll explain for you, inshallah. Its parables, وَأَقْسَامُهُ, and its oaths, yani the swears, and that which is to be believed in but not acted upon. I'll explain for you, inshallah. What the footnote said, the Shaykh said, لَيْسَ كَذَلِكَ, not so. Yani, this is not the proper definition also. But what do these words mean? So Ibn Abi Hatim, he has a tafsir, and probably other books too. He narrated through the route of Ali ibn Abi Talha from Ibn Abbas, that Ibn Abbas said, the muhkamat are the abrogating verses. So, Allah would reveal some ayat, and then he would reveal after that some other ayat that cancel or abrogate or abolish, remove, lift what was previously revealed. Like it was revealed at one point to face Jerusalem, and then it was revealed to face the Kaaba after that. Yani, they used to face the Kaaba, then they faced Jerusalem for a year and some, more than a year, and then it was revealed to turn back to the Kaaba. This is revealed in the Quran. And for example, the iddah of a widow was revealed in the Quran to be a duration, and then an ayah came with a shorter duration. It was shortened to 4 months and 10 days. So that's the abrogating and the abrogated. If there's abrogating, then there would be something abrogated. So it was reported about Ibn Abbas. Allah knows the authenticity of the report. You have two things here. One, the authenticity of the report, and two, the correctness of the definition. Allah knows the authenticity of the report, and the Shaykh does not accept the definition as accurate also. But I'm just explaining what the words mean for you. So it was reported about Ibn Abbas that he said that the Muhkam is the abrogating verses, and the lawful and unlawful, the halal and the haram, and the hudud, the limits, yani the punishments, and the obligations, and what is to be believed and practiced, what is believed and practiced, as opposed to what is just believed and not practiced. What does it mean for something to be believed and not practiced? Like when we say whatever it means, we believe in it, and then you don't go further. That's an example of that. What does istiwa mean? Whatever it means, we believe in it, and nothing more. And that the mutashaabih, according to this, is what's abrogated, the mansukh. وَمُقَدَّمُهُ وَمُؤَخَّرُهُ, and its advance and delay, meaning that it's something that exists in Arabic, that you would say something, and actually the explanation of the statement is clarified by shifting the statements or the words in the statement. Reformulating the words in the statement will clarify the meaning. For example, Prophet Ibrahim said to the pagans, بَلْ فَعَلَهُ كَبِيرُهُمْ هَذَا فَاسْأَلُوهُمْ إِن كَانُوا يَنطِقُونَ. So if I translate that according to the word order, it would mean that Abraham said, rather, this biggest one of them did it. So ask them if they can speak. Bel, and rather, this biggest one of them did it. So ask them if they can speak. In reference to the idols. Yani, you know the story. He smashed all the idols except the biggest one. They asked him, أَأَنْتَ فَعَلْتَ هَذَا بِآلِهَتِنَا يَا إِبْرَاهِيمُ? You're the one who did this to our gods, O Abraham? He said, بَلْ فَعَلَهُ كَبِيرُهُمْ هَذَا. Rather, this biggest one of them did it. فَاسْأَلُوهُمْ. So ask them, إِن كَانُوا يَنطِقُونَ, if they can speak. What does this mean? Some say the way to explain it is to do taqdeem and ta'khir. That means rearrange some of the words, shift the order, shuffle the words around a little bit, and then it will be deciphered. So according to that, they say the meaning is إن كانوا ينطقون فقد فعله كبيرهم هذا فاسألوهم. So that would mean if they can speak, then this biggest one of them did it. So ask them. So that's called taqdeem and ta'khir. So it was reported from Ibn Abbas that this is mutashaabih. Wa amthaluhu, you know, the examples that are in the Quran, the parables of the Quran. And As-Siyutiyy has a chapter also in Al-Itqaan just for the amthal of the Quran. مثلهم كمثل الذي استوقد نارا. يعني, now it occurred to me that I could have put here just an example for the amthal, which is in Surah Al-Baqarah. We're over time right now anyway, so I'll just say for now, the parables that are in the Quran, maybe inshallah, I'll put that what I have in my mind just as an example, and then maybe we can just come back and recover it. Inshallah ta'ala. وَأَقْسَامُهُ, and it swears. The Quran has swears in it. وَالْعَصْرِ, by the Asr. What does Asr mean here? Could mean by time. As if Allah says, I swear by time. Or Asr could mean the Asr prayer. I swear by the Asr prayer. or something else. وَالْفَجْرِ وَلَيَالٍ عَشْرٍ وَالشَّفْعِ وَالْوَتْرِ وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا يَسْرِ هَلْ فِي ذَلِكَ قَسَمٌ لِذِي حِجْرٍ. Allah swears by the Fajr, the dawn, and by 10 nights. وَلَيَالٍ عَشْرٍ. What are those 10 nights? Are those the last 10 nights of Ramadan? Are those the first 10 nights of Dhul Hijjah? وَالشَّفْعِ وَالْوَتْرِ. And by the even and the odd. Allah swears by the even and the odd. What's the even and the odd? It's the prayer. Some of them are even numbers of rakats, some of them are odd numbers of rakats. Witr is 1 rakat, Maghrib is 3 rakats, that's odd. Fajr is 2 rakats, Dhuhr is 4 rakats, Asr is 4 rakats, that's even. And other things. هل في ذلك قسم لذي حجر. Is there in any of those swears a swear for someone who's intelligent? That's what the ayah says. هل في ذلك قسم لذي حجر. Is there amongst those swears a swear for someone who has a sound mind? وما يؤمن به ولا يعمل به. And the Mutashaabih, it was reported that Ibn Abbas said, is what is believed in but not practiced. I just told you a few minutes ago what that means. So what did the Shaykh say? ليس كذلك. Not so. And this is not the definition. We didn't finish, so we still have more to see. Well, we're going to stop here for tonight. Do you have any question I can answer for you?
Sayyidi, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
The comment where the Sheikh said it's not so, was it about this or
the authenticity?
No, I mean, can we go back to the footnote where the number was okay, you're right. Like, I thought this was 206.
No.
Was this about all what preceded 205?
The 205 is just for the last one, which is what was reported about Ibn Abbas. Ibn Abi Hatim narrated from the route of Ali ibn Abi Talha from Ibn Abbas that he said,
and
then has all of that.
The
Shaykh said, Laysa kadhalik.
The other ones are ma lahu wajh. Yes, I just remembered. Can we get back to these?
Yeah. So when the Shaykh said, هذا ما له وجه, that's about this one. It was said that the Muhkam is which its wording was not repeated, and its opposite is Mutashaabih.
Okay.
There's no way. And the other one, Bismillah, when the Shaykh said, هذا ظاهر البطلان, that it was said that the Muhkam is the obligations and the promises and the threats, and the Mutashaabih is the stories and the parables. Shaykh said, this is obviously wrong.
Jazakallahu khairan.
Ameen wa iyyakum. Question, did I give this book out yet? No, I haven't shared this. Actually, I didn't finish translating it. Like that last one, you see, this is under construction here. That's part of the reason why I wanted to give it, because I actually want to finish translating it. Inshallah ta'ala.
Assalamu alaikum, Shaykh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Which parts would, every time you say that the Shaykh disagree with that, where does it say that where he disagree at? Like he said, the Sheikh's, like in other books you say, Sheikh Abdullah Rahimullah said, it said his name.
Yeah.
But on this, I don't see none of that.
It's right here in the footnote, if you can see. Or I just highlighted it. It says, the Shaykh said.
See, I didn't see that. Okay. That's probably.
Yeah. So right here is the number for the footnote here, because it's not in the body of the book. So just translated the book as it is. And the Shaykh has some comments for some of these things. So, yani, alhamdulillah, I took those comments by talaqqi and so I translated them and put them in the footnote, not in the body of the work.
I guess we just got to follow with you until you translate everything, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Barakallah fiik.
Ameen wa feek. Tayyib. Barakallahu feekum. Well, I hope that was nice for you. People were coming in and out a lot this session, so I don't know, maybe they were expecting something else. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك